Give Northwestern credit here for the win. I thought they just made a few more plays there down the stretch. Questions?
What led to Bryce coming off the bench at the 12:28 mark? I don't know if we've seen him check in that late this season.
No, that was the rotation. Yeah.
And what did you see from Northwestern in limiting him today?
Excuse me?
What did you see from Northwestern, what they did well to limit?
Oh, he's always
Bryce?
faced really good defenders. Audij is a really good defender.
So, Chris Collins said that it was 47-45. They put together a run about midway through the second half, and that's where they kind of took over. And he said that it takes guys that have courage, toughness, and togetherness in late game minutes to take advantage of those situations. Where do you think you are with your team as far as having those things in those key moments?
Well, I think we've obviously got to get better in those areas, but give them credit. They got an old group and did a good job.
How did you see the game change at that point where you guys had the lead and then it just seemed like you couldn't get enough stops?
Yeah, we couldn't get enough stops. Didn't make. They made a couple. They had a kid who has not shot the three ball well all season, Barnheiser, who really made 4 threes. He's a 23% 3-point shooter. Played really well. Give him credit. And just too many missed opportunities.
Just to be clear, there's nothing going on with Bryce that made him sit. It was just that's how the rotation was. There's nothing going on that maybe
Excuse me?
Is there anything going on with Bryce that maybe you were trying to send a message to him? It's just clear rotation.
No, it just was the rotation.
Sure. And I know the other night I asked you about just the frustration of always kind of searching for. You mentioned slow starts has really hurt you guys. Tonight you started off well, but then you couldn't close. How frustrating is it to always be chasing a complete basketball game?
Yeah, there've been points in the game, and certainly tonight, late in the game, where just the balance of a couple plays was the difference, for sure.
So Bryce shot 4 of 14 Sunday, and he struggled tonight. And I just wonder if I assume the reason you're bringing him off the bench is to keep him out of foul trouble. Is that the reason you've decided to bring him off the bench at this juncture of the season?
I mean, Bryce, that's part of the reason, but, Bryce is a freshman. He's being guarded by the best player, guys. This is not an easy thing for a kid.
He's led you in scoring for 12 straight games, and then he sat on the bench at Michigan.
He wasn't guarded always by the best player early in the year. He's being guarded by the best player now. Freshmen have moments. We'll help him the best we can. The young man's fighting hard. Give him credit. He's allowed to have an off-shooting night. We'll find ways to put him in better positions.
It doesn't seem plausible that he could lead you in scoring for 12 games in a row and only now be getting the best defenders in the league. So my question is related to the fact that he's been having offensive success while he's been at the top of teams' scouting reports. And I just wonder if you put him on the bench at Michigan to keep him out of foul trouble, because I think he fouled out 2 or 3 games in a row. And my question in relation to that is, do you fear that you've taken him out of the rhythm he was in offensively, leading you in scoring?
If that's what you'd like to say, then feel free.
No, I'm asking you if he's had 2 bad games shooting in a row after leading you in scoring for 12 games in a row.
I've answered the question regarding
You haven't
Bryce.
answered the question of, my question is, do you fear you've taken him out of his offensive rhythm by bringing him off the bench the last 2 games?
If that's the case, then you can feel free to write that. I think Bryce has battled hard here tonight. We'll find ways to put him in better position.
Just under 5 minutes to go. It's a 6-point game. Looks like you're going to get deep in the shot clock, and Audij gets it to Barnheiser, and he hits a 3 from the top of the key.
Yeah.
And threes, 12 threes for them today. I don't know, what's the defensive mindset? They don't seem to have a discernible inside game at all, and yet they hit one wide open 3 after another. I don't know, and that was indicative as well. Just what they get 12 of them. I don't know what
We guarded them the same way in game 1. Yeah.
happened to hit them today.
Well, they weren't. Their track record for shooting threes has not been as strong as it was today. Give them credit. I think they're at the bottom of the league in terms of 3-point shooting. Their guards are very good at getting the lane. The hedge created some open threes. We were a little bit late on a couple rotations, but give them credit. We weren't on the Barnheiser one. He had a heck of a shot.
You mentioned Barnheiser. When a guy like that gets hot that you don't expect, that isn't in the scouting report coming into the game, how do you make the adjustments in game, especially with young guys playing and guys that, still first-year guys? How do you make those adjustments in game to try and cool the guy off?
Yeah, we probably needed to close on him a little bit better. He's a good driver. He's a strong kid. Again, he's 23% three-point shooter, but when he makes a couple, he's confident. We probably could have closed on him a little bit harder.
Zed seemed to maybe re-injure the shoulder a little bit, but I felt like he kind of battled throughout this game. What did he give you, and how was he coming out of this one physically?
I think it's sore. He's a tough kid. He battled through it. I'm not sure how much it impacted him, to be honest with you, but it was sore. But give him credit for coming back.
And when we asked you about their three-point shooting, you haven't shot this poorly.
No.
Did you like the looks that you were getting, or were guys feeling it as the struggles were going on?
A lot of them. Yeah, I liked a lot of them. We just we just missed some clean ones. A couple were deep, but I liked a lot of the ones we got.